When someone asks you what you do for fun, do you actually have an answer? A lot of people don't anymore. Because somewhere along the way, scrolling has replaced hobbies. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple system to find hobbies you'll actually enjoy using your personalized algorithm for some insight. After school or college, there are no longer any structured activities automatically woven into your everyday life. And after work, the vacant moments in your life tend to fill up with content consumption, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or Netflix. But if you feel like you want to pursue something more engaging with your time, then you've come to the right place. Instead of filling time with vacant stimulation, we can fill it with meaningful activities that bring fulfillment. Hobbies are defined as an activity that is done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. But they also provide something deeper. They can give you a sense of identity and purpose beyond work and passive consumption. A common problem is that a lot of people feel like they don't have the time to dedicate to a new hobby. However, if we redirected the many hours of our day spent idly staring at screens, passively consuming content, and instead chose to pursue hobbies, most people would likely have at least an hour or two to spare. Online content, especially short-form content, is infinite, low energy, and highly stimulating. It hijacks our minds and pulls time away from exploring things that might bring true satisfaction in life. In contrast, hobbies are different. They're slower, they can be frustrating, especially at first, and they require effort. But that effort is exactly what makes them rewarding. If you currently don't have many hobbies aside from social media or entertainment consumption, don't worry. This is actually a great place to start from, because your algorithm is already trained to know you better than you know yourself. So the next time you're scrolling passively, try turning it into something active and productive. What do I mean by this? Follow your curiosity and ask yourself, what do I naturally click on? What do I research randomly? What do I wish I was better at? What YouTube videos do I spend most of my time watching? Take out a notepad or a piece of paper and observe your For You page and physically write down the topics that you see. By doing this, you transform passive consumption into something more productive. You begin learning about your own interests through an algorithm that is literally designed to map out your attention. In a way, the algorithm becomes a mirror to your own curiosity. Now, of course, there will probably be a lot of slop in your recommendations, so it's up to you to parse out what truly interests you versus what is just another quick dopamine spike. As you reflect on what appeals to you, write down a list of things you want to try. This can include things that you've tried once before, activities that you want to revisit, or hobbies that you loved as a kid. For me, the list looked like this: bouldering, camping, paddleboarding, reading, hiking, swimming, weightlifting, gardening, fermenting drinks, and biking. Now, I want you to pause this video and write down 10 activities that are related to your interests. This could be childhood passions or things that you've seen online that inspired you. You can use ideas from my list above, or you can come up with your own. Great. Keep this list nearby because we'll come back to it in a moment. I recommend choosing one indoor hobby and one outdoor/social type hobby to explore. This way you have something to do depending on your energy level and mood. For example, one of my indoor hobbies is fermenting drinks like kombucha and ginger beer. I enjoy the process of brewing, fermentation, and experimenting with different flavors. It's relaxing, creative, and I get to make something that's tangible. It's also a hobby that doesn't require a huge amount of physical or mental energy from me, and I can just do it on my own whenever I feel like it, basically. On the other hand, I think it's important to have a hobby that gets you out of the house. Recently, I joined a bouldering gym. Even though I'm still a beginner, I've found it to be incredibly fun so far, and it challenges me physically as well as mentally, and it also just gives me a place to socialize with people in my age group, which can actually be very difficult after graduating. Indoor hobbies tend to be more introverted, relaxing, intellectual, and creative. And examples include chess, drawing, meditation, writing, reading, and woodworking. Outdoor hobbies, on the other hand, tend to be more social, stimulating, physical, and explorative. Examples of outdoor hobbies include weightlifting, running, fishing, volunteering, frisbee golf, skateboarding, and camping. Each type of these hobbies develops different skills and provides different benefits. For example, they can relieve stress, improve confidence, increase creativity, and build self-esteem. And depending on the hobby, they can also become physical exercise, social opportunities, or even a potential source of income somewhere down the line. A great hobby usually involves skill development. That means learning to become comfortable with being bad at something at first. Many people avoid trying new things because they're afraid of failure, but if you're pursuing something that genuinely interests you, Failure becomes something different. It becomes feedback, a learning moment that helps sharpen your skill set for the next attempt. That's why it's so important to adopt a growth mindset when you're exploring new hobbies. Challenges allow you to grow, and over time, the improvements start to compound. For example, if you start playing frisbee golf, it can be frustrating at first. Your discs might constantly hit trees or fly deep into the woods, but with practice, your technique improves, and eventually, you might even hit your first hole-in-one. And that moment feels incredibly satisfying because it represents all of the effort that came before it. That's the beauty of hobbies. Nobody is forcing you to do them. You pursue them because you genuinely love the process of getting better. Hobbies don't magically appear. They need to be chosen, pursued, and practiced. At first, they can feel difficult. Scrolling will always be the easier option. But hobbies give you something that passive consumption never can. They give you progress, identity, stories, and confidence. The next time someone asks you what you do for fun, you won't hesitate. You'll actually have something to say. And remember, you don't need to find the perfect hobby. You just need to start trying things. Some activities won't stick, and some will challenge you. But one of them might end up changing your life. After this video ends, go back to the list that you made earlier and choose one solo hobby and one social hobby. Commit to trying each of them at least 3 times before you decide if they're right for you. If they don't feel quite right, that's okay. Just move down your list and try the next one. Because it's completely normal for new hobbies to feel awkward or difficult at first. Trust me, your future self will thank you for the courage it takes to try something new. All it takes is choosing 1 hour differently this week. Instead of scrolling after dinner, try your potential hobby. No need to overcommit with money or time. Just get started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.